Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back into the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut. We are getting ourselves here into Infernal Shrines for game number 1 in our best of 3 this evening for our Nexus Division matchup of gillyShark versus Vendetta. Let's go ahead and find out, though, how we got here, because I know you all want to know. The home team this evening will be the members of gillyShark. They have lost the coin flip. Big surprise. The members of Vendetta have opted for first pick priority for game 1. They banned out Battlefield of Eternity and Cursed Hollow. The members of gillyShark are going to go ahead and ban out Dragonshire and Alterac Pass. And gillyShark, as being the loser of the coin flip and given map pick priority, they will choose to take us to Infernal Shrines for game number 1. Let's get back into our draft and see what we have here so far, as it is going to be a Hogger, Chromie on the right-hand side from Vendetta, and a Diva and what else from the members of gillyShark. What is something they don't feel like dealing with here on Infernal Shrines? Is it a Cassia for Ball Lightning? Is it a Joanna for good wave clearance setup with a Blessed Shield and just rotations? It's actually going to be the Medivh. The gillySharks do not want to deal with Medivh diving into the backline and finding any sort of big plays or even setup with like a Leyline Seal. But that's a snap pick onto Mephisto coming out here for the side of Vendetta. But Baja, I can't sub twice. Oh, well, GG's. GG, well played. See? Subathon over. Mei will be the first pick for the left-hand side. We've been seeing a lot of Mei lately, and her zoning, her control have been pretty good. The big thing is the Ice Wall got a cooldown reduction a couple patches ago, and it's made her a little bit more of a priority with that setup potential at level 10 with said Ice Wall. Avalanche could be used as well. It's a really good tool to be able to force back the enemy team. We actually had a game earlier where FreePX was utilizing that Avalanche to force back, I can't remember the name of the player who was playing the Mephisto, but kind of putting them out of position with that Avalanche. Really, really good play, and the icing availability to kind of maneuver through that. Malthael and Deathwing will be our next 2 picks on top of this Mephisto. So we have Deathwing, potential main tank. Malthael will be it could be in the solo lane doing double rotations with the On a Pale Horse for the increased movement speed. On a Pale Horse increases your overall mount speed to 150%. The base mount speed is 130, so you're increasing it by 20%, but that movement is so quick between top and mid, and potential gank rotations as well from the Malthael. Uther to be banned out on the left-hand side from gillyShark. Do not want to deal with that main tank potential and the lockdown that he can provide. Looking at the right-hand side from Vendetta, what are we going to be looking at for a ban going into gillyShark? gillyShark needs wave clear. Could be... I would assume it's maybe a priority onto one of the assassins that gillyShark's been playing a lot of. It's actually going to be a Sonya for the solo lane. I actually don't disagree with this at all, because Sonya does offer up the... I was going to say Grand Slam. We'll call it the... I think it's the Giant Slammer at level 16, but the Grand Slam, the Denny's Grand Slam at level 16 for the 1.5% of the hero's health into a Deathwing can be very, very strong. But at the same time, Tychus is very strong. Leoric to be grabbed as well. This was actually an answer into Deathwing back in CCL. How do you deal with Deathwing? Well, you entomb him. Deathwing can't maneuver through these walls, can't jump out of them, has to use Cataclysm. And Cataclysm has a big wind-up, so it gives opportunities like for Tychus to be able to start shredding through the Deathwing further. Or you just get the Cataclysm burned out from the Deathwing and they no longer have that available ability. Last 2 picks on the right-hand side for our red team. What are we going to be seeing here going into our game 1 on Infernal Shrines? There's the Joanna and an Ana coming through as well. Nano-boosted Mephisto is a dangerous threat here. And keep in mind, you have the level 4 and level 13 trait talents that really synergize as the game progresses, and the members of gillyShark will round out this draft with a Falstad. What kind of Falstad are we going to see here, though? Is it going to be our auto-attack Falstad, or is it going to be our Lightning Rod Falstad? Let's go ahead and get a Twitch prediction going here. I just want to give a lot of time because we are on a delay, and so I do want to give these opportunities so that way people aren't putting in bets with like 1 minute remaining and they don't get to see the full draft unfold. So trying to spread this out just about right with our delay. But there you go. Those are going to be your drafts. Let's go ahead and bring it on back to Bandit and I as we go ahead and load into Infernal Shrines for game 1. Me personally, looking at the 2 drafts, they're both really, really strong. The Mephisto scaling and threat is the big thing I'm considering here around that 13 talent tier if they go into those 2 trait talents that buff his Hysteria, I believe is the name of his trait. Basically, Regeneration Globes would give you cooldown reduction on your Heroic, that's at level 13, but you also have the cooldown reduction on basic abilities and the increased healing from that level 4 trait, so that's the big thing I'm harping on here. Will gillyShark be able to deal with that? We'll have to see. The lockdown potential from gillyShark is really, really strong. Damage is a little terrifying from Vendetta, and that's kind of where I'm on this kind of teeter-totter here. I don't know who I'd really lean into if I had to make a prediction myself. We'll have to go ahead and see what happens here as we are going to go ahead and get on into our game number 1. Let's go ahead and see what happens. On the left-hand side, we have the members of gillyShark. We have got Wono on the Falstad. Veggies will be on that May. Zergy Monster on the Leoric. Kaimo Tripson on the Stukov. And Stark on the Tychus. For the right-hand side, we have the members of Vendetta. We have Lusmos. I think that's how you say it. I don't think it's Lumos. It's Lusmos, I think. On the Joanna, Geosaurus, excuse me, will be on the Ana. Sketch, I think, is going to be on the Malthiel. Indigo Zap will be on that Mephisto, dear lord. And Jack Zalgo, I think Jack will be on that Deathwing. Checking out the level 1s, we are going to see Auto Attack Falstad, that frequent flyer. Probably going to see Falstad within the core 4 rotation, so building that auto attack shouldn't be difficult for gillyShark. With Zergy Monster going into the solo lane up against, we'll have to see. Maybe Malthiel, maybe the Deathwing. Either way, it's actually kind of a great. It's either way. It's a decent matchup for Zergy Monster. Maybe stronger for the Malthiel into the Leoric because of percent-based damage, but this is, I would say, a pretty good 1v1. Both of them are able to have really good self-sustain. Their wave clears are strong, so you're going to kind of see a lot of this where they clear their sides of the wave, maybe poke each other a little bit on the rotation out, but that'll not be the case right now. As Joanna, I meant to rotate down here with vision a lot quicker. Joanna's going to be the first pick right now, as we are going to see a pause coming out right now. It looks like there is a DC from one of the players just as the pick comes through. And that'll be First Blood over to the gillyShark. I'm going to pull it away from that screen really quickly just in case. Mayagi, thank you for the follow. Sorry if I murdered your name. There's a lot of numbers in there, and I'm not sure if I'm supposed to pronounce them. All right, looks like the teams are back in. Alrighty, we're back in the game. Small DC from the Joanna has been handled at this point, so we are back on in. Continuing into rotations for Wono, we have Sketch. I mean, like, that makes sense to me, but I feel like I'm wrong. It's probably like some other crazy pronunciation. Sorry, I'm skimming chat just really quickly in case I missed anyone correcting me on a name or two. That's the big thing. Like, usually someone in chat's just like, oh wait, no, I know that player and it's this. And it's like, all right, cool. Either way, it is going to continue to be rotations between mid to bottom. Frozen Punisher will be the first one of this game in mid lane, and that will be announced at 2:30, and it'll be up and available for contest at 3 minutes. Until then, continued rotations will happen between Vendetta versus gillyShark. And it's mostly about getting soaked, but also grabbing some camps and getting a little bit of soft pressure into some of these lanes. gillyShark able to grab that camp for mid lane first. No camps so far yet from our red side. Maybe Jack is going to split off. Maybe we have Geo grabbing this. So Geo starts it out. Zalgo Jack. There we go. Is going to be able to start working through the mid lane camp that was put up by gillyShark. gillyShark, though, seeing so many members on this mid lane, are going to be able to grab the bottom lane and continue to bolster their experience with these camp grabs very quickly, and actually going to be invading towards the enemy side camp. Not going to be making the rotation quick enough. Not able to steal away the camp, but still, gillyShark is up one kill, and as I would say, up in experience as well due to the fact of these couple camp grabs. Mephisto not going into the Regeneration Globe Talon at level 4, going to be looking at the Hateful Mending. So building into these Skull Missiles is a very good way to just have your own self-sustain if you're not looking for, not self-sustain through Regeneration Globes, but just kind of playing around the Regeneration Globe proc on your trait. That's the big thing, is just getting that trait, because then you have cooldown reductions and extra healing, so... Regardless, it is going to be grenade build for the Ana, biotic armor for that Stukov. We did have Falstad flying immediately into bottom lane to put some pressure onto Malthiel, but to also make sure that 7 talent here starts to roll in for gillyShark, who have opted to not go for the first shrine. Going to continue to push in through bottom lane. I wonder if gillyShark was making the hard rotation to not invade, but to maybe gank onto Malthael, or it's just to be able to put some pressure through bottom lane. Not 100% sure on that, as Leoric is still pushing into the top lane. Geosaurus is the one who's defending against Leoric and the Shaman. And Geo can go ahead and throw some decent damage into that Shaman, but you can see Zergy forcing this Ana back very hard. gillyShark hard pressing into bottom lane. Will have 7 talent here first, with the members of Vendetta rotating down, pushing gillyShark off this front gate. Deathwing is working their way through these last skeletal defenders, 10 more to go. I don't think gillyShark can make the invade, but they could slow things down, maybe even find a kill. We'll see how things work out for gillyShark as they're focusing on to this Malthael, who's going to try and dodge away. It doesn't work out. Another kill for gillyShark as Sleep Dart will connect onto Veggie's. Good stun out from Deathwing, as we did have the Viatic Grenade, from Geo to be able to just reduce the healing coming in from Chymotrypsin. Really good layering of abilities from the side of Vendetta, and this will also yield them first Punisher of the game. It's even talent tiers. It is 2-0 in favor of gillyShark, but 7 up on both sides when it comes to her levels. That 8 level is going to be a little bit more beneficial for gillyShark in their scaling. Veggie's actually eating a backwards jump from the Punisher, not baiting it over the wall initially, or fighting in a bit in lane, but not getting a ton of value out from that. I'm not sure. Actually, you know what? It kind of works out for gillyShark, because I was going to say, since Vendetta's not stepping up here, gillyShark's able to clear at the gate, which is very, very comfortable for our blue side, as Veggie's is getting harassed by Lusmos. Lusmos. I don't know. Step forward from Stark. Veggie's still in the face of this Joanna, who's trying to back off. Actually turns around, goes for the condemn. I actually wonder if Joanna might have lived if they went for the disengage completely. I wonder if there was just a fear that... I'm not sure. Maybe there was a potential setup for the... Good lord, for the Mephisto into all of that, maybe with a big condemn, but that's Stark chunking into this Deathwing, who has a sliver, just a sliver of their health over that line, so the death aspect, the aspect of death is still up and available in the 30 armor range rather than dropping down to 20, because it's each of those bars is 10 armor, so that's why you're seeing them holding on to that little bit of health is really beneficial for Deathwing. And then it is also going to be Molten Blood. So you also have... That's not bad. That Molten Blood actually coming in really, really handy there. I was staring at Deathwing's health. I'm like, how is that going up so quickly? And it's actually because of that level 1 talent that was taken by Deathwing, who is getting regeneration globes here and there. But like, I was just like, man, that bar is just jumping up. And okay, we actually got to witness the value of that Molten Blood from level 1. Looking at the gillySharks right now, I think they're going to go for... Okay, they're just invading. It kind of looked like they were going for a wraparound into bottom lane for a flank, if you will. Didn't end up being so, as they're just going to grab double camp from mid lane. Next objective is going to be Mortar Punisher, and the risk... I guess you could say risk or the gamble that gillyShark took here, being able to... or taking down this front wall, was a really smart choice, because now this Punisher, if grabbed by gillyShark, will be able to easily push in onto a fort, maybe even find a keep front gate, depending on how aggressive gillyShark are with their push potential. We do have 10 talent tiers across the board, and then some. We actually have 11s on both sides, so let's go ahead and cycle through those other numbers. Ice Wall coming out from the Mei, Cataclysm from the Deathwing. Big engagement onto Chymotrypsin, as there was a Bless Shield out from the Joanna as well. Durance of Hate connects onto one player. Ice Cryo Freeze is going to be used from Veggie's. That's going to be the Tychus going down, Falstead going down, and... Okay, I thought the Mei as well, but it's going to be the Stukov as well. Triple kill for the side of our red team, not dropping a single player themselves, and evening out that experience by... And then some, actually. I think this wave in mid should actually push them up. Bottom lane's being pressed in as well. This is looking very comfortable for the side of Vendetta. I will say this, though. The Shrine is going to be activating in 15 seconds, and the vast majority of the gillyShark players will be up and available to contest this second objective, which is Mortar. See how they play this, as it is going to be 13 talent here right around... Actually, it should be 13 talent here on both sides during this objective phase. Leoric is going to be able to mop up this mid lane. Through... Okay, yeah, through 3... I was like, who split across the map? It's actually going to be Veggie's in bottom lane. We are going to be seeing Indigo Zap just kind of figuring... Just hanging out in between the rotations. Really no need to rotate and sit in the lane Just going to kind of play it safe and wait also and have a few members around them as they're waiting for this wave to come in through bottom. That pushes the members of Vendetta into 13 as well. Even Talonteers, Commandeer Odin comes down to the left-hand side. Ice Wall out from the Mei will connect onto the Deathwing. Big! Oh my god. Commandeer Odin getting a lot of value, but there was a gust out from the Falstead that pushed a few members away. Chymotrypsin so low. Lumos just needs, or Lusmos just needs one auto and finds the kill. Another triple kill for the side of this red team. Vendetta living up to their name. Couple kills early game. The Vendetta's like, all right, okay, I see you. Let's go ahead and turn this around. There was a last rites that did go out, actually second one of the game, and that will be, I believe that's 10 seconds off the cooldown total, because it's 5 per stack, yes. Wait, did I read that right? Yeah, there we go. Sorry, the 220 like threw me off for a hot second. I'm like, right, no, it's 2. You can basically get down to 20 seconds. It doesn't reduce it by 20 seconds because it's like 10 stacks times 5. It's not 20, that's for sure. Second Punisher of the game will be grabbed by the side of Vendetta. Wono is going to get burninated by Zalgo Jack for a hot second. Big Blessed Shield, I think, came out from Lusmos, but ooh, that's a lot of damage from that fort, chunking you down and reducing your armor by 10 up to -20. Punisher going to jump over to Veggies. A lot of good damage coming out. Ice Wall will connect onto one of these enemy members. The Durance of Fate catches Veggies as the icing comes out a little too late, and that'll be a kill for the side of Vendetta with this Punisher getting the fort through bottom lane. Cataclysm from the Deathwing chasing onto Zergy. I think is actually more of a disengage tool than anything, as now we see Stark trying to work through this Punisher with the help of Kaimo and Wono, but Wono so very low right now, has to tap well. Does have 21 stacks currently on the frequent flyer, which is just basically going to be increasing it by 21. I believe it's a flat conversion. There's no like half or anything like that. Yeah, attack damage is increased by 21. What's our Falstead looking like attack damage wise? 202 currently. Yeah, 201.7 if we really want to split hairs on that. Let's get rid of that. Next objective of the game, whoops, sorry about that, is going to be, we'll have to see, actually. I thought it was actually going to be already popped up on the map, but the Punisher just went down. It's actually going to be in top lane. So if gillyShark is able to get this, it'll be very beneficial. But I said that last time as well. Vendetta slowly but surely burning gillyShark out here with 4 to 7 in kills. Vendetta, with the experience advantage by a solid level, will be able to also have the 16 talent here over gillyShark. Not for long, though, and you can even see gillyShark is anchoring. They're playing this super safe. gillyShark does not want to get caught out, so they're turtling up, waiting for the waves to come to them. But they've got, you know, Mei hanging out, Stukov hanging out as well, the Flailing Swipe, as well as the Avalanche, the Ice Wall, to be able to kind of just zone back the enemy team or catch someone who was trying to step into some of these gillyShark members. Just well played on the map by our blue side. I gotta say though, the aggression, I was talking about this in the draft, it's a lot of good aggression coming out from Vendetta. I keep wanting to say Team Red because we were casting a bunch of in-houses, so I have to get into the habit of saying the team name finally, but Malthea just going to be soaking and rotating around, making sure that this top lane is not lost to minions. What is the actual health on our fort right now? We can go ahead and just take a peek at that. 1,517, so it needs a little bit of siege. Not going to be the quickest in the world. It's not like one hammering from Falstad grabs it. And now there's actually a quick move from our members of Vendetta to go ahead and defend against this. But look at Veggies. Veggies setting up to try and catch someone. Ice Wall does come out. Big Blizzard underneath it will lock down one. There's going to be a Durance of Hate, and the blind so much is used. The Durance of Hate spreads to so many members on the side of gillyShark. It's going to be a 1-for-1 as the Entomb comes out. Gust from Wono, and there's a Flailing Swipe from Chymotrypsin as well. Zalgo Jack is chasing in further, as well as Indigo Zap, but that's the Shade of Mephisto chasing in, so it returns to the origin point and does not find a second kill. 1-to-1 or 1-for-1 overall, as the bottom lane has a catapult coming through. What's our catapult damage so far in the game? 209, so it's hitting for 418, I think, onto structures. Basically, I believe you double damage for catapults going into structures. It's very much like that, if I'm not mistaken, for like the Dragon Knight, as well as the Punisher, right? I think the Punisher does extra damage to structures as well. We can check that here once we get into our objective phase. It is going to be Arcane. We'll be in top lane. Zergy Monster catching more of this wave. Let's go ahead and cycle through the other numbers once again, get you an idea of what those look like, because we haven't looked at them since that roughly level 11 area. Fire is hot, yeah. Fire is hot. I have learned that in Hades. Zergy Monster is going to have a little bit of pressure thrown onto them, going to get healed up. That is also right there going to be the unyielding power, or unyielding power, I believe, for the Mephisto at level 1 being finished out. Those Skull Missile stacks. Big Beller and Roar are going to be going out onto Veggies, who gets the lacerates thrown onto them, and I do believe that stack did count. Lot of Molten Flame. Fire is very hot right there as the Flaying Swipes come out from Kymo Tripson trying to save Stark. Triple kill in favor for the side of Vendetta as they lose their Mephisto overall. And that level 1 being finished out also means there's a second Skull Missile available for the Mephisto, and I believe an extra 100 damage. But I think that 100 damage comes at 20 stacks, if I'm not mistaken. I think there's a halfway mark on that ability. And as this game progresses, the third objective looking like it's going to go over to the side of Vendetta. Kymo Tripson trying to work on a camp, while Stark is soaking in through bottom lane to close the level gap that is formed, as well as the talent tier that's about to be in favor for our red team. Vendetta going to be able to push in with an Arcane Punisher through the top lane with 20 talent tier in their hands as well. I wanted to check this. Yeah, okay, Unyielding Power. I thought, I don't know why, but I thought it was a different name, or it was Unyielding Strength or something weird like that. 33 stacks on Frequent Flyer right now for Falstad, building that attack damage up, as the Punisher is going to be grabbed for the side of Vendetta. Zergy Monster and friends already up here. We have Stark double soaking between mid and bottom to make sure they're catching as much experience as possible. Probably going to be hearthing or returning to top lane soon, I would think, or they're going to hard push through bottom lane and just mostly worry about splitting for the, you can actually see it in through mid with Zergy. So this will be gillyShark leaving 3 for defense. I don't disagree with this play whatsoever. I think you're trying to rush for 20 as quickly as possible, just force it through these lanes, and then the Punisher will be whittled down a little bit by the fort. But this is still going to be, it's not like the Web Weavers, which slowly lose health over time. You can even see Stark going to grab a camp in the bottom lane. You might think, like, but you don't need a camp right now. Well, camps do give experience, so I do see the reasoning for this right now, and that's going to be the Insta-Hearth coming out from Stark. Wave coming in through top lane, but this is still gillyShark without 20 talent here. They've bought as much time as they possibly can. Now they need to pull this Punisher towards mid and delay it out as much as possible. Big Entomb coming out from Leorc, but no 20 talent here, so no Buried Alive. They still get the Condemn. Punisher jumps over, CCing Leorc a little bit further, who has to Wraith Walk away. Punisher phase is going to be ending, and it looks like all that was gained from the side of Vendetta, and not all that was gained, but Vendetta's able to gain themselves a fort through top as well as the keep front gate, and probably this fort through mid lane. I would expect them to be able to just siege in. Actually, you know what? Their siege potential without Deathwing, who is in bottom lane, is a little bit on the lower side, so I actually think this is a smart call from the side of Vendetta. Play it safe. You don't need to over-aggress going into the enemy team. The 20 talent here, though, on the side of gillyShark, what are they looking for? Almost invading onto that camp. Falstad did go into the wind tunnel at level 20 as well. Just waiting, just waiting. Also looking at Stukov. I mean, I would assume it's Controlled Chaos, but could we see a different level 20 for Stukov? We'll have to wait and see. I actually feel like I can't think of like what other 20 talents I often see. I feel like it's just always the upgrade. That Controlled Chaos value. They're just waiting for the Stukov. Also to note, the Mephisto went into full Skull Missile build, so we are going to be seeing Lightning Reaction. So hitting the Lightning Nova causes an explosion. Hitting a hero with a Skull Missile grants 25% spell power for 6 seconds. Skull Missile deals 40% more damage to heroes under 50% health. Really, really good talent right now for Indigo Zap, as they've been dealing quite a bit of damage, if I'm not mistaken here. 38,000 in this game. You know what I forgot to do today all throughout the in-houses? Everyone's favorite thing. APM. Kymo had 600 APM for a hot second. I don't know if you're playing StarCraft or what there, bud. Just maybe typing. I don't know. That's some fast typing either way. Zergy Monster's going to be threatening onto Lusmos, as there's going to be a whole lot thrown over this camp. Beller and Roar is going to be used. The Commandeer Odin is out. There's a wind tunnel from the Falstad. Wono's getting cooked by that level 16 conflagration from the Deathwing with that Molten Flame. Zergy Monster is going to go low to the last rites and get picked off by that. Veggies is going to be able to pop the Cryo Freeze, trying to stay alive for now. There's going to be that Controlled Chaos level 24. Kymo Tripson as well on that Stukov as the healing from Geo is just too good. Also to note, we do have the Indestructible at level 20, which wasn't, I believe, procced from this chase. I think that was the Iron Skin used, but look at Zalgo. Jack's health just getting shredded right now from the enemy team, and that will be a 1-for-1 in the end. Leoric for the Deathwing. To note, though, Leoric can cheat death, and that's why you're seeing that death timer real low in comparison. Wono just trying to chase out onto Lusmos, and I don't think, I'm just also skimming through talents, I was just looking, okay, so it's going to be, I was wondering if they were going to go into Crippling Hammer at level 16, but it's actually going to be the Ares Gust, which is going to be cooldown reduction, so you're able to get more hammerings out and stuff like that. And we're actually seeing it for the first time, the Boomerang, the new Boomerang. This is actually the change that Falstad had. Hammering's explosion deals 75% additional damage, and hitting enemy heroes reduces their spell armor by 15 for 3 seconds. Not bad whatsoever. Can the members of gillyShark find their first Punisher of the game through this mid lane? 31 Skeletal Defenders are grabbed. Gonna quickly look and see. Wono is sitting with their flight up and available, so we can see that come through for Falstad. And here's the Frozen Punisher. I believe this is the 4th Punisher of the game. First for the side of gillyShark. What are they able to do with this? Falstad did, I believe, Hearth or go back and tap well. They might have actually Hearthed to get into the Nexus for a hot second right there, just to be able to get a little bit of health and more mana quickly. Veggie's going to be stepping towards this fort. Commandeer Odin does come down. Big red button is available. Stepping into the fort range. Big Entomb from Leoric with the Buried Alive, so this Malthael can't do much. Was trying to actually just do whatever they can, but all you can do at that point is just auto-attack as Malthael. Big Gust into the corner from Falstad as that's going to lock in Joanna as Indigo is able to get their Shade of Mephisto out. They don't get picked off, but that was a big pickup for gillyShark with this Punisher still sitting. It's actually below 50% now. I thought it was a lot higher at the moment, but no. Endurance of Hate will come out from Mephisto. Does not connect onto any gillyShark as gillyShark is looking to take down this keep. Are they looking to end game? Some of the posturing, like Wono's posturing, makes me think that they want to end. Joanna's down for the next 30-some seconds. Punisher jumps onto the Deathwing. No CC is available because, well, Deathwing can't be CC'd, per se. He can't be stunned or rooted, but he can be stopped. So Punisher goes down, mid lane gets the keep, bottom lane does have a camp pushing up. Seems like our... Okay, seems like I was wondering what Vendetta was trying to do, and it might have been just kind of stalling the mount, so that way this camp gets a little bit more value pushing in through bottom lane. And let's see, what are Catapults hitting for right now? They're going to hit for 377, so just under 800 damage is going to be every Catapult shot into a structure. That's really, really strong. Wono should be able to clear this out. Catapult is the big concern as the Impaler camp was mostly focusing onto the well and or some of the minion wave. Next objective will be Mortar, and in top lane, a win condition for either team. More so in favor for the side of Vendetta, as the keep front gate is down on the side of gillyShark. If Vendetta is able to get this Mortar Punisher, I would expect them to be able to rush through top, push onto that keep, and take the game. gillyShark, though, depending on how many kills they can find, they have a win condition through mid. Bottom lane, I would say, is maybe the more win condition if a big team fight goes over the side of Vendetta. Let's see what happens here, as this is potentially said big fight. Flush Shield goes out onto Stark. Big Entomb as well, as the Commandeer Odin comes out, and the Lacerates was used on the almost full health Tychus, which realistically did no damage to them. Bellowing Roar goes out onto Zergy Monster, who's going to be blind, trying to steal some health of the enemy team and live through all of this. Doesn't manage to do so. Will go down first. Veggies is going to be picked off as well, and that's a 2-for-none in favor for the side of Vendetta. Turning these fights on their heads so easily. Lusmos was looking very, very, well, caught out. Not the case, and apparently gillyShark's the one who have to pay. And here's what I was talking about. The win condition through bottom could be opened up here. I don't think the members of Vendetta try and end through bottom. It's 40 seconds on May, or less than that. Wind Tunnel coming out from the Falstad as Deathwing landed on top of the keep and gets shredded so very low. We'll lose that Draconic blood value from level 1, so no auto healing coming out. Not auto healing, but no healing chunking coming out from the Deathwing, who actually had to take flight immediately. Now you're going to see that bar starting to rise. So a bit of over-aggression kind of bought some time for gillyShark here. Members of Vendetta overstepping or overstaying their welcome per se. gillyShark are just managing lanes. The big thing that I think what's going to happen here is one Deathwing is using those death drops, and Leoric will not be able to, even Zergy's just like, all right, it's gone. I'm done. Camp to be grabbed for bottom lane in favor for the side of Vendetta. We are into this game right now, ladies and gentlemen. It's 23 minutes in, and there's a win condition on either side. Bottom lane is a win for the side of Vendetta. gillySharks does have this win condition through mid. And I will say this, both of like these win conditions are buffed out in the same way. You have no periodic catapult pressure in the opposing lane. Meaning there's no fort. So like this bottom lane, it's just constant pressure that will win out in favor of Vendetta. But the same can be said about gillyShark through mid. Punisher's up and available. Let's see what happens here. Falstead should have Flight as well. Let's check on that real quickly. Yep, Flight's up and available for Falstead. Shaman camp will be cleared out by the Joanna. A lot of the gillyShark members are kind of floating around over here. Bit of an aggressive step in. Stark might have shown coming around that wall, and I think, yeah, there's some danger pings coming out. Icewall goes out onto the Deathwing. Entomb is onto this Joanna, who's just getting shredded right now. Durance of Hate will connect onto Leorc, and I don't think it spread much further than that. Indestructible was used from Lesmos, who should go down, but they're getting healed up so much right now, as this is such a split fight. Wind Tunnel comes out. Kaimo trips and gets hit with the last rites. The Joanna still lives on the right side of our screen with a couple hundred health. Zergy gonna try and 1v1. Stukov goes down on the left-hand side of our screen to the last rites, as Stark is so very low, has to dash away. This is Malthael chasing in, tries to get the mark. The Blizzard is going to be the stall-out tool, as nobody goes down on the side of Vendetta, and gillyShark actually lose their Stukov. Meanwhile, mid lane, catapults have arrived at the Vendetta core, but it's not enough to end the game. And this is seeming like the members of Vendetta will grab another Punisher. This could be the game-winning Punisher, though, if this is able to get... I don't know, not if, like, this could be game-winning depending on how Vendetta plays the push. Wow. Mortar Punisher through top lane. Wave to be cleared out instantaneously. gillyShark are going to try and backdoor. Oh, no, where's the button? Entomb goes out. Bellowing Roar does get cast. There's all the hearths coming out. Everyone from the opposing side is starting to hearth and running back for this defense. Is it possible for gillyShark to end here? Leorc is going to Wraith Walk backwards. It was all a pull. Kaimo Tripson was actually running across the map, double back, and now is coming back in because I think the fight will continue out right now. This is Veggies. Currently trying to make a play, but the Ice Wall is going to be anti-synergistic, or there's going to be an anti-synergy with the Ice Wall. Malthael, did they have the level 20 upgrade? No one can stop death. They do, so I think Malthael can buy back in, and actually did already do so. Is already back into this fight. The members of gillyShark are trying to end the game here, but their own core is starting to fall, and 4 members of gillyShark will go down. Veggies is the only one on the core on the right-hand side. The core will go down to the Punisher, and the gillySharks will go down. Vendetta taking game number 1. GG, well played. I'm hydrating right now. Dynasty, thank you for the hydrate. RS above. Give you a thumbs up in a second. Whew. An insane game right there. Some 24, 25 minutes or something. 10 to 19 in kills. Really good back and forth between both sides. All right, let's pay out the people. Which team wins? Vendetta will be the winners of that first game. Let's figure out what they want to do. First map or map pick. Let me show you talents again while I get stuff organized. Just letting everyone know what's happening with everything. All right, let's pull it on back to the good boy and I. Back to Bandit. Hello. All right, here's your thumbs up. You get a second one. Free. All right, and we just gotta wait for our next lobby. Since I'm drinking cold water, of course, I'm like, did the house temperature go down or am I just cold? I'm just cold. I probably could throw on a sweater, but then I'll be too hot. It's just hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. How is everyone enjoying the games? Burton Guster, thank you for the follow during that game. That was a crazy game. It was a very good game. Very crazy game. I've had, like, I can already feel like I've had too many liquids today, and I'm just like, man, I need to go to the bathroom again, I think. But we're gonna get into a lobby in just a second here, so I don't wanna run away from a potential lobby invite while the members of gillyShark are trying to figure that out. I believe that's what they chose to do here for our next game. Okay. No, that's not, okay. Not that map. This. So there was literally another team that did the same map that's about to happen. Oh, stop, Steampunk. Oh, stop. Thank you. This will be the map pick of them. It'll be map number 2. Okie dokie. All right, we just gotta wait for a lobby, and then we will get going here in just a second. Thank you again for hanging out with us, everybody. These games are always very, very fun to cast, and thanks for hanging out. Vendetta's up 1 in our best of 3 series. All right, since I'm in lobby, I'm gonna bathroom really quick. All right, be right back, everybody. Enjoy some cute bandit. Look at that little tail. Look at that little tail. There. Oh, the big cookie for the good boy. Artemis, thank you so much for redeeming the big cookie for the good boy. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, good boy. It's all yours. I don't know why he just stares. I don't know why he just stares like that. Thank you, Artemis. Thank you for redeeming his favorite treat. Very much appreciated. Ref. Please. All right, we have. Okay, I have ref. Excuse me. All right, there you go. Dynasty. There's your hydrate redeemed. The bandit Pacha with the finger gun wings. Yes. All right. Let's see. We're waiting for Vendetta to ready up, or just tell us they're ready, and then we will get going into our next map. I have everything all set and ready to go. Thank you again for joining us. Thank you again, Artemis, for redeeming the P4 bandit. Very much appreciated. Wait, when did they add in this emote? When did they add in... What is this? AF Tiger. It looks like the that one cat that's being yelled at the dinner table. That meme where there's like the woman holding the other woman back, and then like one of the women are pointing, and it's the cat, like, just, yeah. Usmos, thank you for the follow. Sorry if I've been murdering your name, but I'm pronouncing it as phonetically as I know. Alright, looks like both teams are ready to go, so let's go ahead and we'll get into a game here in just a moment. Let's go ahead and push the full open button. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back into the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut. On the left-hand side, we have the members of gillyShark, and on the right, we have the members of Vendetta. This is a best-of-3 series, so gillyShark are threatened to be knocked out, or at least gillyShark is being threatened with a 2-0 loss, or an 0-2 loss. There we go. Trying to figure out the verbiage on that one. Tried something new. Didn't work out, but you know what does work out? How we got here. The home team this evening is going to be the members of gillyShark. They have lost the coin flip. The members of Vendetta opted for first pick priority for game number 1. Battlefield and Cursed Hollow were banned out by Vendetta. Dragonshire and Alterac Pass were banned out by the side of gillyShark. First map was chosen by gillyShark, Infernal Shrines, and lost by them. The losing team, gillyShark, is offered first pick or map pick. gillyShark opted for map pick priority, choosing to take us to Volskaya Foundry for our game number 2. Let's get back into our draft and find out what's happening here in the ban phase so far. Diva to be banned on the left-hand side, Chromie and Tychus for the right. Cho'Gall confirmed. Maybe? I don't know. Nexus division teams are all pretty level skill in your opinion. From the games that I've casted so far, I would agree with you. I definitely don't feel like the games are one-sided whatsoever in Nexus division. Some teams will get leveled. Yeah, like it's like sometimes you can absolutely get out drafted, but I feel like the games that I've been able to watch and cast, I feel like it's been pretty balanced back and forth between both teams. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get further into this. First pick, Mephisto again for the side of Vendetta. Really liking the skeletal nervous system that floats around. Sonya to be grabbed with a Lucio as well. High 5 has been a big priority for a lot of people, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is going to be the case here. You can basically pre-cleanse the Durns of Hate in a sense if you're able to skate there fast enough. Pump up the jam. There we go. Next 2 picks coming out from the side of our red team, Vendetta. What are they going to do? Are they going to pick up that Joanna again? Is it going to be... I'm trying to think of like what the setup was in the last game as well. There was... Ooh, the Hogger wasn't banned out. And a Blaze to be grabbed as well. So you have Bunker for a nice pause in the fight. Hortapult to kind of block the enemy team from a retreat path. That does give Lucio terrain, but, you know, you could maybe lock someone in some of those... I'm trying to think, the Volskaya entry points, could you block someone with the loot stash Hortapult? I wonder. Maybe both of them, that's a possibility. Ban phase, though, going into the right side. I wonder, do we consider the Ana ban? Oh, no, sorry, it's already been banned out. I'm dumb. Maybe a Joanna? Nope, not even Joanna, because that wouldn't be necessary either. It's probably going to be a main tank Blaze or Hogger. Maybe? They could do triple Bruiser, hypercarry Mephisto. That's a possibility for our red team as well. By the way, hello Zuo Rules, hello Vita, how are you all doing tonight? Thank you for hanging out, very much appreciated. Cho'Gall or we Riot? Well, we had a Cho'Gall ban tonight, so technically we got to see Cho'Gall confirmed, even though they don't have a healer. Malthael is going to be banned out. It's probably, what I'm thinking is it's going to be triple frontline for the side of Vendetta, so Hogger, Blaze, maybe a Joanna. Mephisto is going to be amplified by like an Anduin or a Deckard Cain. Maybe an Alexstrasza? Alexstrasza actually could be run with Mephisto as well because the level 1 Circle of Life, and then you go into the traits I was talking about beforehand. Looking like a Kael'thas and an Arthas on this left-hand side. So speed for the Arthas to chase in, so they're able to get the slows with the Frozen Tempest value. A lot of really good setup from gillyShark. Same can be said from our right-hand side team, as I need to get the Twitch prediction prepped for everyone. Right, it's prepped. I just need to push the correct buttons. They're gonna need a healer on the side of Vendetta, and I think they're gonna go triple. The way that they're banning. Yeah, there it is. I'm not surprised. Like with the ban onto Tychus, the ban onto Malthael, this is definitely looking like bruisers in all 3 lanes. Mephisto and Stukov floating around, literally. Langaria, how you doing, friend? All right, we'll get the small treat in just a second. Let me go ahead and push the prediction button. Start prediction. Who wins? Get your predictions in, my friends. Let's go ahead and see what our last pick for the side of gillyShark is going to be. It's going to be a Deckard Cain. So double support from the side of gillyShark. Wonder if they feel like this is a comfort for them. I wasn't expecting the Deckard. I was actually expecting some more damage. A Hanzo, potentially. Even a Thrall, maybe. Some percent base damage with that Thrall would be pretty cool. You can go into Rolling Thunder at level 1 for the 1v1. But either way, that's going to be our draft right there. Let's pull it back to Bandit 9. Let's give him some treats. I didn't want him to have to get up. Triple frontline into Kael'thas. We shall see how this goes. It'll be an interesting game, to say the least. He's like, cool, no more treats? I'm just gonna put my head back down. God, is my dog adorable. Whew. Thank you, Captain Soup, for the redeem on Hydrate. Alrighty, everybody. I hope you're ready to go. Let's get into this game. On the left-hand side, we have the members of gillyShark, Wono on the Decker Kane, Zergy on that Lucio. Veggies will be on the Arthas, Stark on that Kael'thas, and Chesslooter on the Sonya. On the right-hand side, we have the members of Vendetta trying to close this out in a 2-0 fashion. Lusmos on that Garrosh. We are going to be seeing Geo on the Stukov, Zalgojak on this Blaze, Sketch on the Mephisto, and we have Indigo Zap on the Hogger. So a couple... That's interesting. That is interesting. Sketch in the last game played the Malthael, and Indigo Zap played the Mephisto. Interesting choice. I wonder, does that change the talent build at all? Ooh, body check from the Garrosh to reduce healing by 35% and slow the enemy by, slowing the enemy by 35% and reducing the enemy that's hit by that, the incoming healing they are allowed to receive by 30%. Interesting choice right there into the double support. I like that. I like that adaptation to be able to really mitigate some of this double support value. I think it's actually a really, really strong tool. I'm also going to skim some of the other talents as well. Just curious what we're going to be getting. Mephisto going into that unyielding power still. That new, I wouldn't say new talent, but the buff talent from level 1. At 20 skulls, you have the 100 stacks at, or 100 extra damage. At 40 stacks, you have the extra charge. Arthas did go into the Frost Presence at level 1, building those 20 stacks, but there's quite a few nice rewards along the way. You have those 5 stacks to get the cooldown reduction, 10 stacks for the range increase, and 20 stacks for any hero along the path that's thrown out. So throwing a kind of a raw Howling Blast is a really... It could have big setup potential for the side of gillyShark. Hogger hog-wilding on this camp right now. Oh, the angle's not good enough. So they're going to have to end that a little early, but it's not the biggest deal. Chesslooter unable... Wait, Chesslooter's going to be able to get on the point in time, but the Hogger is going to be forced to pick up and put down the fortification camp immediately. Stark with no mana needs to back out of here, has the speed of Zergy and the healing of Wono. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, Veggies into Lusmos. Lusmos, oh my god. I just try a new pronunciation every single time. And Blaze is in bottom lane up against Chesslooter, working on those level 1 new habit stacks, trying to build out those, I believe, 15 stacks, and you get yourself the Pyromania Unstoppable. But keep in mind, the nice baseline to all of this is that the cooldown reduction from regeneration globes into Pyromania is 8 seconds. If I'm not mistaken, Pyromania, is it like 60 seconds? 90, so that's actually, you're getting less than 10%, right? Yeah, less than 10% per regeneration globe, if I'm not mistaken. No, that doesn't sound right. Caster math, there we go, sure. Either way, we're going to have our first objective up and available right now. Indigo Zap is going to hang out and wait to grab this camp. Actually going to grab it right now. Thought they were going to wait maybe closer towards the objective spawn time to kind of get that into lane. But no, what they're going to do on the side of Vendetta is quickly burn down the enemy team's the siege camp through this top lane. Fortunately, Zergy and friends are up here, and they want to do the opposite. No one's actually on the point just yet. Chesslooter could split off and start getting charged, but they want a 1v1 into Mephisto, looking for that level 7. There's no soak in bottom lane just yet, but I would assume that the solo laners probably split off and grab that soak down there. Garrosh waiting in the bushes. Hostile being spread around to player. Doesn't look like a Vendetta steps in for a fight. Veggie's just checking in the bush, or maybe even anchoring right there to see if anyone rotates. 7 talent tiers still being worked on for both of these sides. We also do have the Frozen Waste for that Arthas. They're going to be trying to sit on top of people with that Frost Presence up and available. As Hogger's going to hog wild around, Stark is going to get caught out in this fight. All the healing's coming through, and the double support's going to be good for now. Can Stark make it out? Can the members of gillyShark find a counter pick into all of this? The fortification, the Biotic emitter camp was finished and still picked up by the side of Vendetta in all of this, as Indigo Zap is going to be able to get the Hog Wild right out of there. 24% in favor for the side of gillyShark when it comes to our control point A Triglav Protector. Both of the fortification camps did just pop back up on the bottom right and left of our map, so teams could split off and grab those. Looks like gillyShark's being denied by the Garrosh for now on this control point. You can see that center wheel's not fully blue. That's because both the teams have not channeled it just yet. Start taking a lot of damage. There's a big lurking arm on the ground. Hogger gonna hog wild around, being thrown a little far from this engagement. Zergy gonna try and make a play over here on this Lucio, putting some pressure onto the Garrosh consistently as Zalgo Jack is getting very low, does end up going down. gillyShark finding first blood in this game. Good gravity lapse onto Indigo, as there's also a Howling Blast underneath that as well. Zergy goes down, a 1-for-1 trade overall. And this is going to be still gillyShark holding over this control point. Indigo got the staggering blow into Chest Looter, who thought about stepping into the fort range, but doesn't think that the trade would be worthwhile, as Wono gets thrown around, does throw out the Haraja Cube with that Ruby from level 4. That got them a lot of floor juice on the ground. Ruby value coming in strong for gillyShark in that fight. I believe that was the reason Stark stayed alive in that last engagement over the fortification, the biotic emitter. There's just so much healing being output from Zergy as well as Wono. Contested point is going to go in favor for now for the side of gillyShark, as it is 7 talents here equal on the board. Chest Looter got hit with that that level 1 body check from Garrosh. There was a little negative 30 next to Chest Looter's name, who's trying to spin to win. Big root from Wono as well, who's got no mana right now on this Deckard Cain, and this is exactly where Vendetta wants to be. They've exhausted so much of the resources of gillyShark, and now gillyShark losing one, throwing the members of Vendetta, throwing the Blaze in to get the Jet Propulsion stun, and that'll be a double kill after the back and forth that we just had. It's not the worst, though, for gillyShark. 10 talent tiers are around the corner, but that timers are low. Objective phase is only hitting 10% for the side of Vendetta. And I think Vendetta's trying to rush for 10 talents here with those kills that they just got. Boombox was grabbed right there. Sorry, I was like, I don't remember that icon. Either way, this is going to be our 10 talent tier approaching in favor for the side of our red team. Let's go ahead and see what our other stats look like for gillyShark and Vendetta as we get into this 10 talent tier area, and we can check these a little bit later after level 16 as well. Heroics looking pretty standard for the side of Vendetta. What is Blaze taking? I don't think we get Combustion. Bunker's really, really good for sustainability. Combustion, though, does feel... I don't know why, but I have like this weird feeling that Vendetta would go Combustion. Like, I feel like they're a team that would want to go for that. Choose a talent. Choose a talent. Sorry, I said it and I was like, that's not that, to me that sounded like the, trying to remember, the... Ooh, good push off from Zergy to get out of there. Also didn't manage to get the biotic emitter. Gonna get hit into the wall with the staggering blow. Has to use the biotic emitter immediately, and the Endurance of Hate will lock them down, getting another kill for the side of Vendetta. Sorry, I was thinking of the tri-mode voiceover that just tells you to choose a talent constantly. It's gonna be a Rocket Glove to force back Stark. We did have that kill into Lucio, as I noted beforehand. Veggie's getting very low, but Wono has the healing consistently. Staggering blow from Indigo will be strong, knocking back that Arthas, as the the Triglav Protector is going to go ahead and work its way through this top lane. Wono obviously sieging against this with all of their thousands of damage on Deckard Cain, with 94 auto attack damage on that Deckard Cain, and this Triglav Protector got pretty much all it wanted. Got a little bit of siege through mid lane, if I'm not mistaken, got the front gate, or the well of top lane, and a little bit of the front gate as well, so the members of Vendetta can play the control point B a little bit more aggressive. Speaking of aggression, Zergy Monster trying to push off into the Blaze to set up anything right there. Didn't work out. Lornado was grabbed by Wono, and we're pretty much standard across the board. I think, yeah, it's going to be the Army of the Dead for that Arthas, or Army of the Dead, yeah. Phoenix for the Kael'thas, which is 60 seconds, and you can throw that out quite often. We've been seeing a lot more Kael'thas utilizing that as just almost like a basic ability. It's such a low cooldown. It doesn't cost a whole lot of mana, if I'm not mistaken. It's 80 mana. That is as much as a corruption from Gul'dan. An E from Gul'dan is the exact same cost, excuse me, mana-wise, as a Pyroblast, or as a Phoenix. Excuse me, chat. I'm actually curious if there's anything else like on Kael. Like, does Kael'thas have any other talents that are even more demanding? Yeah, Gravity Lapse is more mana demanding than Phoenix. There you go. Flame Strike is only 10 less mana than Phoenix. And I know, like, mana costs in this game aren't the most insane, but it's just one of those things to consider. Like Army of the Dead's 80, Lornado's 35. What's Durance of Hate? 50. Yeah, it's not a ton, but it's just one of those things that's just like, here you go. Just in comparison to the rest of the kit or other heroes, it's not a ton of resources you're pulling from just to be able to throw that out in the lane. You'd easily be able to get that back from a Regeneration Globe, or, you know, taking the correct talent at level 1 and building your mana consistently so you're never really hungry for mana. There you go. Considerations for your own games. I've just been seeing a lot of Convection Kael'thas's lately, so I just wanted to bring that up. Staggering Blow from Indigo. Alright, that's going to be it for now. Looks like gillyShark's just going to turtle up until Control Point B, or at least until they have their level 13s themselves. Mephisto almost done with their level 1 questing talent. The Journeyman's cooking. 8% maximum health after hitting it. Uses or permanently increases your bonus health by 10. Maximum 750. What's the Hogger health looking like? I'm just curious. 4,216. That's not bad. What's the comparison like? Let's look at some other tanks. Garrosh is actually less. Blaze is more because he's a bruiser. Arthas is as well. Sonia's just underneath. Okay. Yeah, I was just curious really quickly. Control Point B is going to open up in the next 18 seconds or so here. So we have another fight breaking out. Geo's taking a lot of damage. Durance of Hate does go out and connect onto one. There's a big taunt out from Garrosh as well. Veggie's getting low. This Garrosh is getting so low as well. And gillyShark will find the first kill in this engagement as there was a jet propulsion from Zalgojack to disengage. Chestlooter still chasing in. High five out from the Lucio. Indigo is going to be able to hog wild away, taking a bit of damage themselves. Zalgojack has to just jet propulsion away with the sliver of health they had. I missed the pan button on my mouse for a second there. As Stark got a little damage thrown onto them, but is able to pick up a few of those healing potions from Wono. And during all of this, no channel was really had by gillyShark. They were chasing these kills. Is there a stagger death onto Indigo Zep? That's going to be a nice hog wild to try and get away. Chestlooter does have the level 13 no escape, and that's why you're seeing that chase potential so very high as Indigo gets over the wall with the Hortapult. Chestlooter trying to find one auto or one slam to be able to maybe find the residual damage. We have Wono sitting on the point, and we'll start to get the channel for gillyShark. All 5 members are back up on the side of our red team. Vendetta looking to make some vengeance happen here in this mid lane. Stark did finish out their level 1 quest. I don't know if they use that ability yet. Doesn't matter as Stark will go down. Unyielding Power is finished out by the Mephisto. Indigo is going to be caught out here. Big Lornado isn't going to be able to pull Indigo against the tower enough. There will not be a counter kill into that Kael'thas pick, as it seems like with a few members in mid lane on the side of Vendetta, this is going to be a quick fort to go down. That's actually very, very smart from our red side. Vendetta being able to burn this down. Your next Triglav Protector value is going to be, I would say, highly through Control Point, or highly through the bottom lane. Like, I would say you finish this out and you take Triglav and you run it through bottom and open things up and potentially take and open up a win condition for Control Point C, or you go through mid and you open things up there and set your win condition through mid lane. That's the big consideration I'm having right now, is how do the members of Vendetta take this Triglav Protector? Everyone is back up on the side of gillyShark. There's no 16 talent here, and that's the only reason I'm sitting here saying, like, well, I expect Vendetta to be able to get this Triglav Protector, as they're a quarter of the way through the channel onto this. We're still having members of gillyShark splitting around the map, trying to pull in the experience for themselves to be able to find the 16 talent tier fight. Chestlooter catches a wave in bottom, 50% on the Triglav Protector, and so my percentage rising counter in my head at least wasn't, I thought it was a lot quicker as to how much experience gillyShark need to grab, but it is even talent tiers. Let's see what happens here over our Control Point C. Can gillyShark step in onto this? Wono looks like they want to get in here. Veggie steps forward. Contested right now, but it will rise to 99%. Veggie's actually forces Geo off of this point. Indigo will be able to get a loot stash out. Give themselves a little bit of healing from that. Lurking Arm from Stukov. It's going to be ending. Lusmos, excuse me. I can't want to say Lumos. Fight will start to break out, though. It's a lot of posturing right now, and gillyShark did actually gain control back as there was a high five out from Zergy. Big Durance of Fate going to be going out. That's going to be the combustion out from Blaze as well. Warlord's Challenge will lock down the Lucio for a second. Toss onto Chess Looter, who's just going to keep spinning and trying to win through this engagement. Geo has a flailing swipe. So far, gillyShark is losing, but seemingly they're in control of this fight right now, as Chess Looter's just trying to get in this backline and pick and peel one of the members over here. It's not working out, and now things are going to go south. It was a bit of a peeled and split fight, and now that pick onto Sonya, there's the collapse onto Kael'thas and Deckard Cain. The members of gillyShark will be losing 4 members, and we have Vendetta easily able to take the Struggle Protector through the top lane. Is it going to be top lane keep? What's the game plan here from our red side? Okay, so top lane keep is going to be the play, which puts the members of gillyShark in an awkward position on control point C. If this keep goes down to the Trigger Protector, that'll mean that it's going to be consistent catapult pressure with no matching or any periodic catapult pressure against it through top lane in favor of Vendetta. And now Vendetta can just control, they can make control point C go as slow as they want to have these catapults start to really pressure top lane. This Trigger Protector still has 45 seconds and over 50% of his health, so I wonder, is there a fight to break out in favor for Vendetta, or can gillyShark make a play here? Zalgojack has to go ahead and jet propulsion away. Chess Looter in the backline trying to spin to win, gets Warlord challenged by the Garrosh, getting some healing from Wono, but keep in mind there's that body check at level 1 that was actually being utilized by Garrosh to reduce the healing onto Chess Looter as the Stukov. The Blaze will go down. Chess is still spinning into this backline. Mephisto getting a little bit low. Actually, the members of the red team getting out of the Trigger Protector, fighting in this top lane, trying to turn things around, but gillyShark potentially are going to be the ones to turn things around. Lesmos is actually going to turn and actually offer the opportunity for Indigo to get away. There's going to be the spin from Chess Looter, still chasing onto this Hogger, and Chess and a Zergy monster was trying to join in as well with the speed boost. Not working out, but the members of gillyShark finding a few kills of their own after losing their keep through top lane to the control point B Trigger Protector. Can gillyShark take us to that game number 3, or will this be Vendetta finding their way through control point C? We'll have to see what happens here as we get into that. As a little bit of a short hog spin right there. Looks like Veggie's just going to be threatening onto Geo a little bit. Stark on that Kael'thas at 28 stacks. Currently have 55 stacks for Indigo on that Journeyman's Cooking. That's out of 75? Yeah. I don't know if I've ever seen this finished out in an entire game. I rarely see it ever picked up. But being this close to finished out, that's really interesting. What's our Hogger health at right now? 5,506. Blaze? 6,300. Okay. Blaze still up there in their health. We do have the 20 talents here in favor for the side of Vendetta. Take a quick peek at those, because I'm going to go ahead and cycle through some of the other numbers here in just a moment. Want to get you an idea of what all of that looks like. No control for the Hogger. I'd say pretty much standards across the board. Garrosh not showing. Maybe Titanic Might for the extra toss ability. We'll have to see. Let's go ahead and cycle through those numbers as promised. Next objective phase is in bottom lane. I didn't look at when the Trigger Protector went down, but we should have the announcement after gillyShark's already gotten to their level 20s, or even then, gillyShark should be able to find their 20 talent tier, and it will be an even 5v5, 20 to 20 fight. Maybe 20 to 21. Probably more like that. Actually, gillyShark going to be sticking together as 5 right now just to play it a little bit safer and making sure that no one gets picked off. Since that's being telegraphed to the side of Vendetta, Vendetta looks at this and says, cool, let's start opening things up further for ourselves during control point C, and we'll take out the well, we'll take out the fort, and this means that gillyShark's retreat path is keeps. gillyShark's retreat path is here. They've got, the members of Vendetta can chase very far down this lane. I don't know, does the minion wave get this for free? I think it does. Yeah, Hogger's considering it like, yeah, exactly, there you go. Minion Wave pretty much got it, though. And Control Point C, not announced just yet, but it's even talent tiers across the board. We'll go ahead and take a look at those in just a moment, as it is going to be... Oh, there's the announcement right there. Perfect. We have to look at our KDAs, and then we will take a peek at what our 20 talent tiers look like for the side of gillyShark. This is definitely do or die for gillyShark, and this is what I was talking about. Catapults are starting to amount in top lane just about 700 damage from those catapults into structures. 354 into minions. There's the Endurance of Hate going to be going out, and Zergy gets the high five onto Chest Looter. Rather Berserker was used. That is going to be a toss onto Chest Looter. Flailing Swipe is going to put Chest in such an awkward spot. They're forced to use their turret, and now the pings are coming out. You actually see that the level 20 Ignore Pain is being used by Chest, and it's just not enough. The toss, the flailing swipe was just perfect from the side of Vendetta there, as the catapults are reaching core. Ignore Pain activate to gain 60 armor for 4 seconds, taking 60% less damage, usable while whirlwinding. But that is not a staggered death you want, as Control Point C opens up with the enemy team with a win condition through top lane, who this enemy team is just looking for kill after kill, because look at this. Death Wish for the Garrosh. Warlord's Challenge, or excuse me, increase the duration by 0.5 seconds if an enemy hero is killed while taunted by Warlord's Challenge. His cooldown is reduced by 45 seconds. The cooldown is 5 seconds if hero dies during that. That is big, because I feel like there's been a couple Warlords that have actually set up the kills, so this is a great pickup for our Garrosh player here. I'm blanking on him immediately. Lasmos, of course. I feel so bad that I keep forgetting the pronunciation and everything, but wow, the damage going in onto gillyShark. No control will connect onto Arthas as well. Stark trying to back off, does have that fortification camp, Biotic emitter being thrown around, gets the camp out as well, throws a gravity lapse, does their best to 1v5. It doesn't work out. Chest Looter has respawned. This is looking like the members of our red team, though, want to end through top lane. Indigo Zap already wanting to end. The members of the red team, the Vendetta members, are looking for a camp first, then they're going to go end on the core. Sonya's back here, going to have the casual 1v5 YouTube play. Pops the Wrath of Berserker, will do their best to defend against this. Going to get on to Stukov, but I don't know about this one here. This is looking a little risky for our Chest Looter. And I think they'll try to spin to win on top of all these enemy members, but the toss comes out. That'll be all 5 members of gillyShark going down, and their core to fall next. That is going to be GG's going over to the side of Vendetta. They take the series in a 2-0 fashion. GG. Well played. Squiggly Snugs, thank you for the follow 4 minutes ago. Very much appreciated, my friend. Let's pay the people. Which team wins? Vendetta. All right, let's show talents. Let's get an interview going. No game 3, yeah. I don't believe we're done just yet. We're going to try and find another game in just a moment, everybody. We got to get this interview kicked off real quick. It's going to get our main tank player in here. Should hold a bit now. Alrighty. Alright, so there's the score. We paid the people. We're just waiting for our friend to join the lobby. Some real good games. That was some great back and forths. Alright, I'm just literally staring at the Discord lobby. I'm like, come friend. Come answer questions. Alright, I can do this while we're doing it. Let's check out NGS website and see what's going on. It's great casting. Thank you so much, Jimmy. I appreciate that. Thank you, my friend. Let's see. There is no game that we can grab right now. So, oh, we're going to be joined by the main tank themselves. Congratulations on your 2-0 victory. How are you feeling after all that?
Hello, Baja. Yeah, it was a rough game for me. I really ate a lot of damage and it was very rough. They had Well, at the first game, they had a lot of damage with the Tychos, and
Mm-hmm.
I tried really to blind him and eat all their ults, so that my team could kill them, and we did it successfully.
It was honestly like it was really good back and forth. So let's talk about that game number one. I actually want to talk about your two Mephisto players. I didn't realize this. Like when we loaded into game two, I was like, oh wait, that's a different person playing Mephisto. Is that kind of a flex for the team, or is that just like an enjoyable character you like to pair into a lot of your compositions?
Yeah, we have like actually like 3 flex players.
Wow.
We have that. Well, it's easy to make comps because well, with 3 flex players, you know it's very easy. And yeah, basically it's Mephisto carry, and it works well.
Yeah, and it definitely looked comfortable for all of you. Going into this Volskaya Foundry match, you had the one advantage. You had a pretty good game number one. They tried to kind of backdoor you a little bit on that core, but luckily you had that Punisher to end it for you. Were there any nerves going into game two about the aggression that would come out from gillyShark, or were you feeling confident after that game number one?
We felt confident, but you never have to. You always have to respect the other team. So when we waited for their for their rush into our core, and we were prepared for that. And yeah, the second game we liked too much. 3 bruiser comes. Yeah, it worked.
No, it was really really cool to watch. Before I let you run out of here, are there any shouts that you'd like to give? The floor is all yours, my friend.
We're Vendetta. We're all Latin players from different countries like Costa Rica, Ecuador, Colombia, and Mexico. So yeah, we like to play in these leagues because we think there are a high level with the teams, so we enjoy a lot of that.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me for the interview. Congratulations on your 2-0 victory, and you have a wonderful night, my friend.
Thanks to you.